back to Tice Travel Time, and we are so happy you are here. Today we will be talking about our day in Disneyland Paris. I have my roommate here, Corinne.
Hi.
She is the Disney expert. She's been to Disney World how many times?
15.
She is well-versed in studying Disney and preparing for Disney trips. So for our trip to Disneyland Paris, we went on Christmas of 2023, and we went the entire day in Disneyland Paris. Getting to Disneyland Paris was actually fairly easy. Most people have to take public transportation through a bus, train, or the metro to get to the Charles de Gaulle train station. We took the train to Marly-la-Vallée-Chassé, which actually says you are going to Disneyland Paris. It has the Disneyland Paris icon on it. It is very clearly labeled that that will take you to Disneyland Paris. Once you get off of the train station, when you arrive, you're honestly at Disneyland Paris.
As with any Disney trip, there are so many people and everyone just gets off the train and is walking. If you just follow the crowds, you will get there just fine. You'll see a big Disneyland Paris sign. Go underneath there, you're probably gonna have to do a bag check.
With your tickets, you can print out tickets, right?
Yes, but you cannot get them at the gate. So when you are wanting to go to Disney, if you just get an undated pass, you have to reserve the day you're going. We did a dated pass, so it was all right there on the app for us. You can use your phone. I recommend using your phone, and you can just scan it. It makes life so much easier. We went through with no issues.
Perfect, yes. And downloading the Disneyland app is a must when going to Disneyland Paris. You can actually see how long all of the lines are for the rides on the app, which really helped us in selecting which ride to go to next and where to go. When you're actually in Disneyland Paris, there's 5 different sections that you can go to. You have Main Street when you walk right into Disneyland Paris. That's mainly just your shops to go shopping, some snacks. There aren't really rides in that area. It's more so just getting to feel the rush of magic at Disneyland Paris.
I couldn't have explained it better. And if you're really careful and you watch really hard, when you walk in, look at the train station that's always at the front of the Disneyland park. And you'll see some of the characters, especially at opening. And ours were wearing very fun Christmas festive clothes. It was really, we got to wave at Mickey.
Oh yes,
and I think Minnie was up there too, right up there. So take a second, wave at them, and then go on your way. But really look for those main characters.
Our arrival was very exciting. You have Frontierland, Adventureland, Fantasyland, and Discoveryland. So you have your 4 main areas that have your rides, attractions, and food.
We started off in Frontierland because we wanted to hit Thunder Mountain. That is a big, heavy hitter ride. So a lot of people go there first throughout the day, and it really does stack up on those lines. We knew that we both wanted to go there. It's the only roller coaster that I will ride because I do not like roller coasters. We went there straight away. We got on the ride so fast.
Yes, we didn't wait at all. We
barely waited.
Walked right through, and we did arrive right at 9 a.m. So we made sure that we booked it to the first ride that we wanted.
We didn't know when we were going to go to Phantom Manor, also known as Haunted Mansion if you're from the US. Phantom Manor is to the side, it's not en route. And the thing you have to remember is on the map, things will look far away. We walked right on and it was awesome. So easy. And this is a little different than Disney World's Haunted Mansion because you actually get to walk on the house. So you stand in the front porch or on the front porch and get to walk into the house through the front door, which you don't get to do in Disney World. So I was really excited.
It's honestly a very walkable park. It's something that you can definitely do in one day if you want to. We are only talking about Disneyland Park because we only went to Disneyland Park.
If you are a Disney goer and you don't know what the park is looking like, you've never been, you don't know what to expect, I will say you can spend a full day on Disneyland Park. There's a half-day park called Hollywood Studios off to the side. It's much smaller. I know they're going to expand it more and it's a growing park right now, but we really just stuck with the one park.
We did a little bit in Frontierland, and then where did we go to next?
Adventureland. And now this is one of my favorite parts of the park. I love that it's so geared around being an adventurer, swinging on vines, climbing in the trees, being a pirate. I love Adventureland. The Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. It is, in my opinion, a little bit smaller than the one in Disney World, but it was still really cool with some great views. You got really good snippets from the movies on the rails and stuff. So very quick, but also still really cool. Then we headed up and went into the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Now, I cannot say enough about this ride.
It was incredible.
So
we were both
amazing.
Just blown away by this ride.
Yeah.
It was truly one of the best rides of the day. We were really impressed by this
We
ride.
rode it 3 times. By the end of the day, the ride is so amazing. And I will say, and I won't say this a lot, it is better than the Disney World ride, in my opinion.
It is so much fun.
So
it has
amazing.
Good level drops, nothing too crazy.
No, nothing crazy. We really liked that one. I really thought it was amazing. Pirates of the Caribbean, in my opinion, in my family's opinion, it will say 10-minute wait. That 10-minute wait is how long it takes you to walk from the front of the wait to the end.
There's not actually
no line.
Wait, the 10 minutes is just you walking through, because it is a pretty long walk, but by the time you're done walking through, you're already like boarding onto the ride and experiencing it. So it's really easy to get through and to get on.
This ride has something that the Disney World doesn't have, and you can get a restaurant reservation to eat right on the ride. You can sit, it's very dark lit room, there's candles everywhere, beautifully themed, very tropical on the one side, and you get to watch people go by on the boats in the ride, and I thought that was really neat.
If you know you definitely want to eat at a specific restaurant, make sure you do that research and book that reservation in advance.
Don't forget that you can also view any of the menus ahead of time. So the menus that are being served at any of these restaurants are on the app and online for you to look at. So if you're like, oh, I really want some pizza, make sure you double check the app, hunt it down, know where you can get it ahead of time. It'll make your day easier, especially if you have kiddos with you.
Perfect, yes. After Adventureland, where did we go to next?
We headed into Fantasyland. Now, I did rave about Adventureland, but Fantasyland will always hold a special place in my heart. I do love all of the fantastical elements you can see, the characters you can see. And we spent so much time in Fantasyland. It was absolutely beautifully done. You have the classic carousel that we did not ride, but we all know what a carousel is. It's beautiful, and it was very regal. You have the classic Dumbo ears that fly up and down as you spin. And then some really neat rides we went on were the Storybook ride in the boat.
The Storybook ride is a must. If you are going to Disneyland Paris, you have to go on this ride. It's interesting getting on it. You have a rotating circle. It's not the safest ride. If you are handicapped, I would say this is definitely a ride that would be more difficult to get on. But once you're on that ride, you're in a boat experiencing Disney.
It was, and I liked it for its simplicity. This is not a shocking ride. It is not one with daring drops and spins, and it is a calm ride. It's all the great things you love about It's a Small World without the music. And it's peaceful. It's very peaceful, and it's very calm. We thought it was very sweet. It has little snippets of different movies. Now, I do hope that they end up adding more. I did find a little bit of a lack there. I wish they threw in more and you got to see more, but it really was such a calm ride, and one that you could talk about.
After the Storybook ride, where did we go to next?
We went to the Peter Pan's Flight ride, which is better, in my opinion, than the Walt Disney World Parks one. The walkthrough was outside and quite long. We ate snacks in the line, and I think that was a great move on our part because it helped keep us a little bit warmer, and it gave us something to do. And I recommend this, especially if you have kids. You'll have to park your stroller off to the side in the stroller parking, but bring that bag on with some snacks, maybe like some heads-up games or something. That's going to definitely help keep those kiddos a lot more entertained throughout the wait, because our wait was about 45 minutes.
And the wait was long and the ride was pretty quick. It's definitely something you have to do while you're there, but it wasn't quite as wow as the Storybook ride or as Caribbean ride. Like it was fantastic, definitely something to do, but a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I would completely agree. In the Walt Disney World parks, even more so underwhelming, but the real big draw of it is the walkthrough where you get to see Tinkerbell fly throughout the room. Moving on, we ended up going to the Alice in Wonderland's labyrinth.
Oh, yes. And that was
what a neat thing.
It was really cool. It was just a maze, and you walk around the maze, and you walk, and you walk.
You just keep walking.
It's a cool experience. You see some statues and kind of just get to wonder, like, where am I going? And
then, there's some neat little different heights and layers, and then animatronics popping out of little things to say things. And I mean, it was so neat. It was a really great difference. You get to go up in this tower, and it's not
you get a good view. You can go to the top of the tower, so you can get a view of Disneyland Paris, which is honestly just
beautiful view.
Nice to be able to see. So that was a cool little break / just getting to walk around. And then where did we go to next?
We actually got hungry at this point, so we were kind of feeling it. We ended up going to the Pizzeria Bellanotte, and that was also really good. It is going to be, it was a lower price range for Disney parks. Disney parks are always expensive.
And a good amount of food.
Yeah,
we
got
actually got the meals. So you get your Mickey Mouse pizza, and then you get a drink, and then you get a choice between bread or salad. We got the garlic bread.
It was so good.
So good.
So good.
This is definitely a good spot to stop if you need something quick and easy. You can also order on the app to have it ready when you arrive. So that's
which I recommend, especially if you have kids that you don't really want to have waiting around. Great eating spot.
It was perfect. And then we got to experience the parade.
Oh, the parade was wonderful. Paris, in my opinion, is known for the parade. Well, Disneyland Paris is known for the parades because they are so pretty. Tokyo, I think, is one of the only places that really tops it, in my opinion, because they have that really high-tech stuff. You should see Rapunzel. She's awesome. Found that I really liked all the lighting that was going on. It felt like any Disney parade. It was very upbeat. It was so much fun.
It was wonderful.
A bit of a tear drop.
Actually, I did have some tears go down.
I know. I tried really hard.
So wonderfully done. It was amazing.
Magic.
There was a lot of magic. The vibes were good. We had a good view. And it was one of those moments that it really did feel like it was Christmas Day.
Yeah.
There was something about it that truly made the day feel special. We're not 5 or 10 years old, but it was just as magical as an adult. Like, definitely, if you're there, make sure you know the times of the parades and make sure that you're there early so you can actually see and get a good view, because it was magical. Disneyland
Paris, in my opinion, is not a character park. You are not going to see characters here. If you really want to find those really neat characters, go to Disney World. You can only really meet the princesses at the Princess Pavilion. And it's a gamble on who you're going to get. There's no way of knowing.
It's a long wait. The first time we looked at it, it said 60 minutes, and then it was 90 minutes. Pretty much 90 minutes the rest of the day.
If you've never been to the park before, like us, we just had to skip it. But the important thing about this is that you have to really embrace the magic of Disney. For those of us who really love it, those moments of magic are really worth it. And I think the parades in every park, but especially this one we did, was really amazing.
But as we were on our high horse, we then wandered off to Discoveryland. And what ride did we go on next?
We hit Star Tours. Now, Star Tours, if you're a Disney World goer, sounds really familiar because you can find Star Tours in Hollywood Studios. It is roughly the same ride. It's one of those rides that you get in and it tilts you around. And it was really cool. Another great ride we love.
Such a great ride. We will say that you have multiple doors to choose from. And some of them are going to be in French and some of them will be in English. So we did end up riding this ride three times. And
that last one was my favorite.
The last one was our favorite because it was English and the best video, but every time it was different. So if this is a ride that you love or your child loves, this is a ride that will be a little different each time, which we thought
was really nice.
That was nice.
Because when you go on the same ride over and over again, you know what to expect, but this one actually kind of, kept
it was always a surprise.
And that is a really great ride. I recommend. And then we went on the Orbitron.
And the Orbitron was such a cool ride. It was definitely a long line because there's only so many people that can go on each time. So we had to wait for a hot second.
It was a bit of a long ride.
Once we were on it, it was really fun. We had to kind of squeeze into it.
There weren't really seats.
Yeah.
You kind of it's a little rocket. and you sit in the opening,
Yeah.
and then she was behind me and her legs were around me.
And it's one seatbelt, and
We were buckled in.
The workers were getting upset because a lot of people weren't comprehending that. So just if you go, note that it's one seatbelt in front of the first person. But this was really fun. We could go up, we could go down.
High, and you think it's not high, and then you're up there, and
It's
you're like,
high.
"This is." And I kept pulling us higher. And you're like, "Corinne."
And you could get good views with that ride too.
View.
Definitely a good ride to go on during sunset.
Definitely. Or if you're not into the fireworks and sitting and watching the fireworks, that'd be a really neat one to do during the fireworks because you get a great view. Yeah. We did end up skipping the Buzz Lightyear.
Yes, Buzz Lightyear had a line the entire day. It was pretty much 60 minutes consistently, and our priorities were more with getting to actually ride rides a lot.
Yeah.
And so we did wait for Peter Pan, but we decided with Buzz Lightyear we didn't want to wait.
Yeah. We did skip the Nautilus, which is a walkthrough, and then we also skipped Space Mountain because I'm not a roller coaster fan, so I was not going to go on it. She decided not to go. It had a long line. They do have single rider. And if there's a single rider line and you don't mind splitting up with your group, hop on the single rider.
It's much faster.
Much faster. Now this ride was Space Mountain was so busy, even the single rider was 40 minutes. It was packed.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Discoveryland definitely has a lot of fantastic spots.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, we kind of just did a lot of things that we had on our list.
And we went to the castle.
Oh, the castle. The castle was
I could rant for days about the castle.
We didn't actually go into the castle in terms of going up, but we did get to go under the castle.
That was so neat.
There was a ginormous dragon, and Corinne loves her dragons.
I do love my dragons. I do have a thing about dragons. You can stay under there for as long as you want, and that was really neat. And that was something I told her was a major want to do for me because Disney World doesn't have this, and I wish they would because I believe this castle is technically Sleeping Beauty's castle, and that's why the dragon lives under it because of Maleficent.
After that, we went to find a spot to watch the fireworks. Before the fireworks, we decided to get some snacks. So I got chocolate strawberries on a little skewer, which were fantastic. And what did you get?
I got a Nutella crepe. It was my first crepe ever, and it was delicious.
Yes.
They had, in Fantasyland, they had these little Christmas market booths almost.
Yes.
So we kept passing them throughout the day, and we were like, we kind of want a snack. So we hopped on over and grabbed a snack. And that was really yummy. It was a really good snack.
Delicious. And then we scouted out for our spot for the fireworks. And where was our spot?
We ended up right on Main Street, USA, and a little bit off to the right. Because we got to the fireworks a bit late, our viewing spot wasn't entirely ideal. The interesting thing is if you're going to see this here in Disneyland Paris, I recommend getting a really good seat if it means a lot to you. Get a good seat where you can really see the castle in the bottom portion of the castle because we could only really see halfway to the top and all the beautiful fireworks. And I felt like there was a lot of action going on at the bottom of the castle. I definitely recommend doing that as well.
Perfect. Yeah. And the fireworks were magical and wonderful.
Oh, yeah. It was obviously it's
performance.
Normal.
Thank you so much for watching us. We're so happy that you were able to learn all about Disneyland Paris. If you want to go, definitely feel free to comment any questions you have. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you for watching Tice Travel Time. Feel free to like and subscribe below.
Bye.